All right, Pisces, this one hit me. And I think, and again, with this being, just the oracle cards here, it's not going to be for everybody, but we will see what's going on. I think some of you are getting ready to make a really big mistake and give up on something. That, or you may feel like what you've been working toward has been a mistake, but with perseverance showing up, it's not. So from Lay Vampire, transgression, flaws, contradictions, and mistake, and then perseverance from Chakra Wisdom. Now, transgression is talking about how it's time to make amends, take stock, assess, and redirect, and come back into harmony with the voice of your soul. It's basically saying that the universe will show you where you are going wrong if you continue to deny your inner voice. And your inner voice, I don't know if it's, coming through right now with perseverance. This one says don't quit before the miracle. But my problem with this card is, as much as I love to say don't give up, it's hard not to when you're not seeing what you want materialize. And that's a part of this card. It says what you work toward will materialize. You may not see it, but it lies ahead. And it's one of those things where you're going to have to hold on to your faith. But this clearly is saying that whatever it is you're working on right now, don't give up on it and don't feel like, it's a mistake, and don't make the mistake of giving up on something. Now, the card at a glance says that this card refers to movement and true feelings. Focus on that which supports you. You may have a heightened emotional state, and this card can inspire or discourage. You are being offered a way of getting something back on track. All right, here we go. Here's your overall for the week. The Four of Swords. So, and that, it bothers me in connection to the oracle cards, but we'll see what's going on here. With the Four of Swords, you're either needing to take a break from something. You're either doing that or cutting off communication. That, or you're needing a moment of just silence and needing to be able to hear your thoughts. But this is complete inaction, and here you're being told not to give up on something, but then, you're dealing with this as the overall. But we'll see what's going on here. Oh, shit. All right. In the past, the Seven of Cups. Now, we could simply be saying here that there may have been a lot of options for you, but you're needing to take a moment to think about what you're going to do next. But I don't like the fantasy part of this. It's fantasizing about shit and not making it reality. I mean, like I've always said with this one, she's riding a dragon over a fucking rainbow. Come on now. And I don't like that this is still the past issue coming through. But like I said, it could just simply be that you have other options that you need to think about right now. Right? Oh, it's frustrating. In the present, the High Priestess. What's that about? The High Priestess in the present moment. I wonder if there isn't something that you don't know about just yet. Now, as far as the High Priestess goes, right, you're talking about needing to pay attention to your intuition. Like I've always pointed out here, the moon is at her feet, right? I mean, and you guys are the moon. All of that hidden knowledge and information is available to you. Your intuition is way beyond what Scorpio could ever hope to be. It will guide you in the right direction. But are you listening? Now, on the other hand, I do think that for some of you, there is information that you are keeping to yourself and you may not be talking about. But, I'm waiting to see what's going on here and how she's connected to this. Because this is either about things that you're bottling up or something that you're not aware of that becomes available. Like when I look at the High Priestess, I don't think of deception. I think of unknown information that becomes available to you, right? But the intuition, future conditions, the Ten of Wands, whatever it is. And now if this is about you hanging on to something, it's weighing you down with the Ten of Wands. And for some of you, it's like you're needing to say something, you know, like almost releasing a burden of something that needs to be said. How do I put this? Confession. There you go. But you're not saying anything and you're not doing anything with the Four of Swords. And I'm like, well, what are you waiting on? Is it because you're waiting on information, or is it because you're bottling something up? Or is it both? You know, but I feel like it's going to have to do with something that you've been, you know, fantasizing about. When you look at the Seven of Cups, you know, when people say fantasizing, right? Really what that means is that you're in your mind and you're thinking about all the different possibilities that are available to you and the possible outcomes attached to that. But it's emotional. So it's your emotional attachment to possible outcomes on possible different things that you could be doing. It's chaos, right? But you're not actually doing anything. You're not doing anything. And you're like blocking your intuition out between the two of these. With this and future conditions, yes. Pisces, what? What's happening? Oh my God, your best path to follow, the Eight of Swords. Don't do that. No. You're not doing anything right now. You know, and it may be because you're waiting on communication though too, but you're not really saying anything though either, with the Four of Swords being the overall. With the Eight of Swords being your best path to follow, you are keeping yourself trapped mentally right now, especially with that Seven of Cups coming in on this. Oh man, Pisces, I knew coming into this that this was going to be one of those things where it's going to be heavy, but it's important, you know, and again, it's general, right? It's not going to be for everybody. But whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, whatever it is that you're keeping to yourself, it's not helping you. It's not helping you. If anything, it's going to end up like weighing on you. You know, but like I said, with the Four of Swords, it could go both ways here. You're either waiting for communication and waiting, you know, for some information here possibly before, you know, you do anything, but nothing really happens because you're here. And then you feel stuck, right? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't keep yourself trapped in a way of thinking. You know, especially when it comes to all the different options that you have available to you. In your environment. Now, for some of you, this is going to have to do with a work situation or wanting to work with somebody here with the Three of Pentacles. Or it could just simply be about you doing the right thing. But you're not doing it though, and that's my problem with the Four of Swords being the overall. With the High Priestess connected to this, it's either about, you know, like I said, you bottling something up here and not speaking, and it may have to do with a work situation or somebody that you're working with or somebody that you want to work with, right, with the Three of Pentacles. But then it's also you kind of bottling things up and staying stuck because, you know, you're not really sure what the right thing to do is just yet because you're still pulling on the energy of the Seven of Cups. You know, but like I said, it's like you're keeping yourself trapped and then you just end up, you know, weighing yourself down. Now, for some of you, you know, you may be in a situation here where you're just needing to take a break from work. Some of you are fantasizing about leaving your job. I mean, and that's basically it. You know, but you know me, I always think things are deeper. Now, when we're looking at this in terms of the oracle cards, and you making a mistake on giving up on something, you know, this may be something that you're wanting to work on, you know, but you don't though, and that's the thing, you don't. Oh, wow. Who else had this? I think it was Scorp. The Hierophant as hopes and fears. Now, you're either hoping or fearing a big commitment here. You're either hoping to have one or break one. Or fearing having to make a major commitment here with the Hierophant. You know, and I do see you needing to get back into, you know, a better place spiritually and psychically. Your intuition is like completely blocked right now. And for some of you, you may be needing some spiritual guidance for sure, needing to seek somebody out that may help you and work with you, which is possible. But, you know, he tends to show up when we're talking about major commitments. You know, I don't so much feel like it has to do with conformity, you know, but then also needing to have things more stable, because I see that with the Hierophant, you know, especially with it being attached to Taurus. Okay, you're talking about doing things in the traditional sense, right? Doing things in a way that you know is going to work for you, doing the right thing for you. But like I said, for some of you, it's going to have to do with a really big commitment. And then, oh my God, and then coming out the moon. What? Why? Let me just say that first of all, I love your card. And I love that when I have readings done for me by other people, it tends to show up. I love the moon. I think it's a beautiful card. I think it's an opportunity to pull beauty and creativity out of the darkness. Now, for you, though, unfortunately, you know, being in the 12th house, you're talking about the house of self-undoing and confinement. You know, it is about illusions, and you kick it off with illusions with the Seven of Cups. Now, for some of you, it could just simply be confusion because you don't have the answers that you're looking for right now with the High Priestess. You know, and like I said, it may be because you're blocking your intuition here. You know, projecting unrealistic fears and anxieties onto things, needing to get illumination on a situation here, but you're just bottling everything up and it's weighing you down. You know, and you're stuck right now because you don't know what to think, what to say. You know, and it's something that I feel like you've been fantasizing about, right? And it may have to do with a new work situation, working with somebody, right? We're talking about the leap of faith. What I love about the Fool is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you don't know what's going to happen, right? But when you're looking at it connected to the moon, now is not the time to jump headfirst into something if you don't have the clarity or the illumination that you need, especially if you're blocking your intuition, right? But this to me is saying that there's been something that you've been fantasizing about, wanting to just jump and get into it. With the Five of Cups, you're talking about disappointment. But the thing is it's disappointment as far as somebody that you may be working with. You know, feeling like you've lost something here, maybe because you didn't actually take that jump, because I just don't see it happening. I mean, all three of these are in action, and then you're weighed down by all of it. You know, are you gonna be disappointed because you don't jump? That you don't speak up, you don't say something, you don't release all of those thoughts and emotions, right? But then you have the Three of Cups, which makes me wonder if this doesn't have to do with, you know, a person around you. With the Three of Cups, you're talking about celebration, friendship, you know, reunions, right? Beautiful things worth celebrating, and the people who actually give a shit about you and what you're doing. And it may be the support system that comes through and kicks you in the ass and gives you the illumination that you need, right? But, you know, like I said, it could have to do with a person coming through here. But you're in a place right now emotionally where I feel like because nothing's happening, you're like disappointed before it even has a chance, you know, because again, you still have the Two Cups, right? And if we're talking about a connection with a friend, you know, or even in a relationship here with the Three of Cups coming out, this to me looks good. But with the moon being there and looking at it this way, it's like you're just weighed down by the things that you're not saying or the things that you don't know. And that's what's holding you back from saying something. And again, you're blocking your intuition. And like I said, it may have to do with work because of the Three of Pentacles being here. But, you know, you have the threes. These are the few that actually talk about the group, right? I mean, all three of them, the Three of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Three of Cups. And that may be what you need right now is a support system. But I don't, I don't like the Ten of Wands being connected to this and then you not really doing anything or saying anything. I would say if there is something that you've been fantasizing about, something that you're wanting to do, whether it's work or working with someone, or wanting to make a major commitment with work or with a person, if you're not sure and you feel like you don't have all the information that you need, it would probably be better for you to reach out to people who can help you get that illumination, help you with the information that you're looking for, rather than being in a place of, wanting to jump on something, but then not doing it, and then moving into a place of emotional disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Because you're blocking yourself. I mean, this is all what you are doing to you right now. And it's like, and I go back to the Oracle cards and think, this is going to be a big mistake if you give up on this before you even have said anything or done anything. With the Four of Swords being there. This to me feels like something big, something good, especially with the Three of Pentacles being in your environment. And it's about doing the right thing for you. No matter what we're talking about here, relationships or work. Don't stay trapped in those kinds of thoughts. Oh, okay. You deserve love. Let's start with singles. You are lovable, yes. This is, having self-esteem issues, right? Feeling like, you don't ever have love coming in. And this is a reminder that you do deserve love. But then you have the Knight of Wands coming in like a fucking whirlwind and a bunch of passion. And yes, enjoy that, experience it, right? And like I said, don't worry about what happens later, right? Because the Knight of Wands doesn't give a shit. This is somebody coming in with a lot of passion. You're jumping on that horse and you're gone. Like, take me with you. Let's go and have a passionate moment, however long that lasts. I would just enjoy that for singles. Now, for couples, what in the hell is going on? The Tower. Oh my God. So, and I hate that this is associated with Scorpio. Why can't we just keep it the Death card? Why do we gotta have the Tower too? All right. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Well, if you are enjoying a moment here, it may be a moment that you probably shouldn't be doing. But I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, you may be involved in a situation with someone who is already involved somewhere else. And that's where, the cheating is coming up here. Because, you see the person in the background going, hey, dude, that's mine, right? Oh, that one's a little bit rough, Pisces. I would just be careful about what you're doing. If you're married and you're messing around, or if you're messing around with a married person here. But, it may be one of those things where neither one of you really cares. So, who the hell am I to say that you're wrong for doing it? Now, it may be that for some of you, you may have dealt with this in a relationship, and now it's time for you to move on and experience something else. I'm trying to look at the positive in this, but with the Tower coming up, and I don't know what the hell it is with Pisces and the damn Tower. I really wish you guys would stop holding it. And again, general messages, not going to be for everybody, but for those of you who are in a couple situation here, there's something not right going on. But I will say that you are probably enjoying the moment, so it makes me wonder if Pisces isn't doing this right now, which is possible. But like I said, who the hell am I to say anything? But as far as the general reading goes, stop. Stop doing this to yourself. Don't keep yourself in that mental trap. That's not going to help you get to what you've been wanting. You know, it's just going to overwhelm you. It's going to make you feel weighed down, especially if you let opportunities pass you by because you're too caught up in your mind right now. And again, I feel like some of you are blocking your intuition, but it is there for you. It is available. You know, the Fool is still there. I just think that some of you aren't actually doing this. I think you've thought about doing it, but you didn't actually do it, you know, and again, because of the Moon, the Seven of Cups, and then looking at the Fool. But I worry about the emotional disappointment about not taking advantage of something. But then I also do think that with the Three of Cups coming out, you may have support coming through. All right, Pisces, so what I don't like about this is nothing's really happening, with the Four of Swords being the overall. And I do think it's either going to be about you waiting for communication or waiting for some information before you act. I do think that for some of you, this could simply be that you need to take a break from your work. And some of you may actually think about leaving a job, which is possible. But you know me, I think that this is something much deeper than this, and I do think that you're blocking out your intuition big time, and I do think that with the Hierophant, you're needing some spiritual support. You're keeping yourself trapped, and you're not actually working toward the things that you've been fantasizing about with the way that it lines down. You know, again, there's no action happening at all. And I think that, you know, you're either bottling things up or you're waiting for information here, but it's like weighing, it's going to weigh on you. It's going to weigh on you looking at the Ten of Wands. And it may be that you are needing to say something, confess something, but it's about work. And it's about working with someone or a new job, or wanting to work on a new project here. But like I said, with the Seven of Cups, I mean, I look at this and I think, you know, it's about doing what's right for you. But this is something that you've been fantasizing about, but then coming out on this, it's like nothing happens, though. Now, as far as the Hierophant, though, too, I do think that the fear around this may be that, you know, this is going to be a big commitment, and you're either hoping for this or fearing it. It's one of the two, but I do think that spiritual support is important with this one for you guys. Now, coming out with you in the Moon, looking at it with the Fool and the Seven of Cups, it's not happening. The Fool isn't leaping. It's not happening. I think that you thought about taking a leap here, but the Moon is like blocking you, you know? And I say that because of the Eight of Swords being your best path to follow. That is not illumination or clarity. I do think it's there for you, it's available to you, but I think for some reason you're blocking it out. Now, looking at the Five of Cups and then looking at that with the High Priestess, you know, and with the Four of Swords being the overall, we're talking about, you know, things that you're not aware of or things that you're bottling up here, right? And then you not really doing anything with the Four of Swords, with the Five of Cups, it just leads to disappointment and emotional pain. You know, and it may be because something passes you by because you don't act. Now, coming out though, I do think, especially with these showing up, because all three of them talk about the group, the spiritual support, the support system, people that are wanting to work with you. This to me feels good. Looking at the Three of Cups coming out of this, you may actually have people who are going to give you the illumination that you need or the support that you need right now. I don't see the Three of Cups as a bad thing because there's not a whole lot happening. I mean, it would have been different if we were looking at like the Three of Swords here, but I don't think that that's it. I think that it's you needing to go to the people who are actually going to support you on what you're wanting to do rather than giving up. Because I feel like whatever it is that you've been wanting to do here, especially with perseverance, and looking at it, I mean, it was heavy to me just seeing it come out. It's going to be a mistake. You're going to make a mistake if you give up on something that you've been wanting to do. But right now, some of you are just, you're trapped mentally. And like I said, it's either because you're waiting on information that you're not aware of and communication, or it's because you're bottling everything up and not speaking or acting. But like I said, I don't like the way that it comes out with the Moon because it's like you have an opportunity here to tap into your own energy on a big time scale here with the two of these showing up. You want to talk about psychic Pisces? Yes. Right? But I don't see anything happening. I mean, you know, and again, with the Eight of Swords being your advice, it's like, stop trapping yourself. Stop doing that. You know, just do what you can to reach out to the people who are going to support you, give you the spiritual support you need, but then also help you with finding the illumination that you're needing. Now, as far as relationships go, let's start with singles. This actually looks really good. You deserve love. Yes, you do. This to me is a self-esteem thing. But then with the Knight of Wands, some of you may have somebody coming in really hot and heavy. And, you know, maybe a quickie or a one-night stand, possibly. Now, on the other hand, it may be that you need to get out there. You need to get out there and be more passionate and be more involved in your own love life. I mean, even if you are just having a quickie, right? Now, for those of you who are in a relationship,